Folio Event has been live for about 1 day, and there's a lot of questions concerning the best teams, the best things to buy, what's in the Folio chest. But in this video, we're going to talk about the workshop and the relics, and the best places to spend your medals.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in this video, we're going to discuss the Ancient Bowl, the Ring of Abundance, and the Tome of Revelation. At first glance, it seems pretty obvious the best strategy to go with, but I want to break down all four, technically, if you look at the Secret Knowledge buff, because your goals and my goals might not be the same. So the Ancient Bowl gives extra Wisdom Scrolls. The Wisdom Scrolls is the currency you use in the Oasis shop. The Ring of Abundance gives bonus materials when you fight these mini sub-bosses, and you use the bonus materials to continually rank up the Ancient Bowl, Ring of Abundance, Tome of Revelation, or the Secret Knowledge buff for fighting the Triumph of the Mind boss. And then finally, the Tome of Revelation transforms a vase in the treasury into a golden vase. If you get a golden vase, it gives you 5 times the reward. That's this activity right here. You get grand prizes. You have a ton of other great stuff in here as well. So let's talk about why you would do each. So the Ancient Bowl is the main strategy if you plan to get a lot of stuff out of the shop. If you don't find any value in the Hero Folio, for example, then you might not spend a ton of your time in the Forgotten Treasury. And if you're not going to spend a lot of effort in the Forgotten Treasury, then you don't need to worry about that. You're trying to get as much currency as possible to buy items for your other heroes. Stuff like the Unity of Extremes, or maybe you want to buy a bunch of skin stones. Maybe you want to buy some insignia stuff, or great enchantment runes, or maybe you just need some XP potions. If the shop is your goal, in my opinion, it's the least valuable strategy of the 3, then you're going to want to consider leveling up the Ancient Bowl. Now, it is worth throwing a couple of medals at it anyway, because you're going to be grinding out those mini bosses for the other medals elsewhere. Just keep that in mind. Now, the Ring of Abundance is my pick for the #1 thing to level up. This gives you additional medals, which of course you use to level up the other relics. So you should level up the Ring of Abundance, in my opinion, first. Getting it to rank 3, 4, 5, even 6. I think that the average player will probably get it to around rank 4 or 5. I've heard some discussions in the Discords and Facebook that the Relic is more expensive this time than last. I haven't really looked into that, if I'm being perfectly honest. Maybe I'll add a spreadsheet on the website. But getting more medals per fight is what's going to allow you to rank up any of the other relics. So maybe getting this to a rank 3 and then dumping everything into everything else might be the strategy. But if your goal is my goal, this is going to be the thing that you're going to want to rank up the most. More on that in just a second. Now, if you are chasing an absolute star folio, then the Tome of Revelation is going to be the go-to. It's not going to be as good as you think it is, though. So it's still tied for last place, in my opinion, because getting the extra golden vases in here is a chance to get 75 folio soul stones, right? If you happen to get lucky and whatever golden vase you get happens to have folio soul stones in it, then you're going to be happy with that reward. But what if you have 5, 8 golden vases in here and they end up being, I don't know, outline coins and soul caskets and random crystals and summoning spheres? You could get really, really lucky and get a ton of folio soul stones out of here, or you could have really, really bad luck and there's no way to make it any easier. You can increase the efficacy of that by increasing the number of golden vases in here, but it's still getting lucky to get lucky. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's much easier to get to a 4-star folio out of the shop. But remember, since this isn't a collaboration hero, here in 3 to 6 months or so, we will have a much easier opportunity to get folio soul stones elsewhere, like in the daily heroic chest, or from the heroic chest that has like the 50 soul stones in it or whatever. That folio will be added to those chests. Now, the final place to spend your medals is going to be on the Secret Knowledge buffs, which is used in the Triumph of the Mind boss fight. In my opinion, this is the best thing that you can spend your time and energy on, because the reward is such great value. The golden absolute elemental spear spirit summoning sphere, is a totem fragment of your choice. Any element, dark light, earth, fire, or water, defeating the level 300 boss rewards you with that, as well as a ton of skin stones, red and orange gift of the Dominion, 250 absolute artifact chests, and so on and so forth. And the only way that you're going to have enough medals to get enough buffs to clear all the way to level 300 is if you rank up the Ring of Abundance a couple of times. Okay, you got to invest a little bit in the Ring of Abundance, get to the point that, you know, every piece of inky energy is worth 1 medal, and it's going to make it a lot easier opportunity to get there. Now, there's a lot of people doing some math on the Discord about how much exactly you need to level up the Ring of Abundance and how much exact ink energy that you need worth of secret knowledge buffs in order to clear the level 300 boss. But since the community hasn't really even cleared past level 200 with low buffs yet, I would say wait a few days. There's no sense in rushing this up today. There is no task to fight any of these bosses multiple times. There is the task to fight them all once, and that's just to unlock them all. You don't have to do anything today. You don't have to spend anything today. Make sure you're doing your little missions on the event map every day at least, though, to collect the inky energy. Make sure you're logging in every day and doing all of the tasks that you can throughout the event, spending energy, doing fights in the arena and all of that. Take a couple of days until we get a nice, very efficient list of teams that can beat all of the Triumph of the Mind bosses with as low buffs as possible. There already are some teams floating around there. The level 190 can be beaten with 25 buffs. The level 200 can be beaten with, I think, 40 buffs, or maybe I have that backwards, 40 and then 25. Those are used by Russian hackers using third-party programs to make it work. I would say just wait a couple of days and then make the decision for yourself. I think that the Totem Fragment is the most valuable thing out of here, but you might prefer Folio Soulstones. You might prefer items in the shop. Let me know in the comment section down below your strategy for the relics, which ones you plan to level up, and how high you think you're going to get them to. Don't forget, we are live streaming 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 6 p.m. UTC. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.